Hey y'all, it's me, Marty. I am out of my shop and I can't get my heater going. I have like a little propane little Mr. Heater thing. Can't get it to come on. Oh, I'm going to work fast. Well, it's 27 degrees out. That's pretty nice for us actually, but still a little chilly out here. But anyway, I'm just going to roll with it. I'm going to do a little project here. I hope y'all are doing well. It's Wednesday afternoon, about noon. And yeah, I'm probably going to go back to work out on the road tomorrow. But today I am just doing some projects and stuff at home. And yeah, I am going to do a little one here. Kind of neat. So I want to, and I know I mentioned this before, I want to start making little replicas of Route 66 signs. You know, like the truck stops and cafes and motels and museums, gift shops, all the different things along Route 66 across the country. Not specifically Route 66 signs, but signs of the different places that are on Route 66. And so I want to do these little replicas. And someone else who has done something like this, he mentioned it on my last video, and I actually seen one of his videos a while back, Steve Carmichael. Check out his videos in this channel. He's a super guy. He does really cool videos, a lot of scroll sign, a lot of really cool woodworking projects and stuff. Neat guy. So check out his channel, Steve Carmichael. And I had seen a while back he was doing he did some different ones like iconic, nostalgic signs around the country. I think a Chevron, a Holiday Inn, Krispy Kreme, different ones like that. This is kind of like that too. I'm going to do mine specifically places on Route 66. So I'll be doing that in the coming months and this year. Anyway, I have a whole bunch of ideas. I got a bunch of ones saved and printed off. But before I do that, as kind of an intro to doing those kind of little signs, I'm going to actually do a Route 66 sign. So that's what I'm going to do today. Printed off a couple different sizes here. I think I'm going to do this one here, the big one. And I don't know if I'm going to have it a plaque or have it on a stick, you know, a little sign, not really sure. So this is the sign you would see on Route 66, on the historic Route 66 in different towns all across the country, from Illinois, Missouri, Kansas, Oklahoma, Texas, New Mexico, Arizona, California. And like on a street sign. And a lot of people have stolen a lot of those. So they actually started making these, putting the Route 66 emblem on the road too. They paint it on the road. So you'll see it either the signs or that on the road. And I just printed it off. And that's what's really cool about a lot of these signs, and actually a lot of patterns in general. You can just Google signs and patterns, clip art. A lot of free ones, just download them, and you know, you can just use them to make patterns for scroll sign and woodworking. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. So and I'm basically, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make this out of a piece of pine, because I'm just gonna cut it out kind of like a puzzle, I guess, and then put it back together. And I'm gonna cut the scroll saw it and then take the pieces and sand them, and I'm painting black and white and just make it a solid, flush, flat, one-dimensional sign. A lot of the little ones I'm going to be making are going to be three-dimensional, but this will be a flat one. But since I'm painting it, I'm just going to do it out of a piece of pine. And yeah, so I'm going to go through the steps here and show you what I'm making here. Enough rambling. Here we go. Okay, so there you are. I'm not going to show it to you too close. I'll tell you why. Looks good from a distance. It's not perfect. Couple of things. And I'm kind of critiquing myself here. But also for you all, you know, just some tips, I guess. It turned out okay. A few things. First of all, okay, so y'all know, or most of you know, I don't like to glue on patterns to wood. I never have. I know, he's looking at me. He's always staring at me. Rudy's always staring at me. Hey, Rudy. You should be at the North Pole with Santa getting things ready for this year. I mean, you know, you shouldn't be here in my shop staring at me. Anywho, yeah, I don't like gluing patterns onto wood. I never have. For a few reasons. When I first started scroll sawing woodworking 30 years ago, that's what I did. I'd take a pattern from a magazine, from patterns, or print them off or whatever, and glue them to the wood. But I got to where I didn't like it for a few reasons. You know, you take the pattern, you glue it to the wood, that's sticky, or, you know, you can use spray adhesive and glue sticks or whatever you want to use, or double face tape, and you know, and then you cut it out and everything's good, but then you got to peel that off, and then there's adhesive, and if you're dealing with little pieces, you know, they could break when you're trying to sand it off and cut it off and stuff. And so I started making templates, and that's what I do for a lot of things, especially things that I like a lot of, these thin hardboard templates. Like this Jesus Lives. I love making these, and I'm going to make a lot more, so I made a template. I had hundreds of templates, if not thousands. I started making templates years ago where you just lay it on the wood and trace it. Yeah, it's not as bright and clear, you know, but you got a good pencil line or pen line, you know, you can see it. I like doing it that way. But I'm going to start using paper patterns and gluing them on for things like this where there's some detail. And if it's something I don't need a template because I'm not going to make a lot of them. Just because I think it'd be more accurate. So you've seen how I did this. That's how I normally do it. I take the pattern and I use carbon paper and I just trace it on the wood. From a distance, it looks okay, but close up, it's not perfect and everything didn't fit together perfectly. I mean, it looks really good as far as a sign, you know, signs look good from a distance anyway, but I want to do my best and do better. So I'm going to start, you know, when it ends up being something like this, especially like this is kind of a segmentation, I guess you'd say, kind of a puzzle. And then, you know, I sanded and then I sprayed black and white, you know, and it's all glued back together, and I put it on a backer board. Things like this, I think it's better to glue the pattern on so you have a brighter, clear pattern and you can follow lines better. So I'm going to start doing that for things that are more detailed like this. And yeah, it's just more work to take it off and all that, but it's work to trace it and stuff too. And yeah, I'm not real happy about how the way it went together. It looks okay. And it's bright and everything, so it looks good from a distance. Another thing, I'm out in my shop because warm it up a little bit. It's still cool. It's still cold for a lot of you, but it's nice for Minnesota. Anyway, so I thought I'd do it out here. Well, I don't have my foot pedal on this scroll saw. I brought it in for the extra scroll saw that I have in our mud room in the house that I've been using through Christmas and this winter. I have my foot pedal in there. So I got to get another foot pedal, so I don't have one on here. So every time I was cutting, I had to reach down and turn it off. So a lot of you maybe don't have a foot pedal, but when you don't have one, it's a pain. I mean, I've gotten used to it because you just let up on the foot pedal and it stops and you still have both hands on your piece. And not having my foot pedal, having to reach down and turn that off, and I have these little pieces that are ready to pop up, that was a pain. Also, I have too big of a blade in here. I have a number 7 Olsen blade in here, or Flying Dutchman. Not sure which one, but it's a number 7. That's a little big for these little letter, especially since I had to cut the little part out of the R and the O and then put them back in. They didn't, yeah. So it was too big of a blade. I should have had a number 5 or maybe even a number 2. This is just 3/4 inch pine. It got soft. So, yeah. So that's just a few things. Use a paper pattern that's really accurate. When you're doing something like this, that's a segmentation where you're going to paint the pieces and put them back together, you want it to be really accurate so they go back together good. And you know, you also have to drill. You have to use a really small drill bit for all those inside cuts. And then you got to kind of sand them so you don't see that where that drill bit was, because that's where you thread the blade through. So, yeah, and to have a foot pedal is really nice, especially doing this kind of stuff, and to have a smaller blade. Oh, yeah, and then I just sanded everything and painted it and glued it back together. And yeah, it's nice to have a backer board when you're, you know, talking about all those little pieces. But yeah, otherwise it turned out good. I could do better, and so just some tips on just trying to, you know, do that better. When I start doing all the little like truck stop, cafe, motel, all those signs, a lot of those are more three-dimensional. Some will be like this, but some will be like an arrow that'll be on top of it or sticking out or different things. And a lot of those signs are like neon lights and stuff, so I want to just do some fun things. I might even put some lights on some of them, and who knows, we'll see. But anyway, just a Route 66 sign, kind of I guess a segmentation puzzle type scroll sign, and then sanded it and painted it and put it all back together. And yeah, so yeah, it was kind of fun and it looks kind of cool. And so yeah, I'm excited to do more things like this. And I do like to paint. I'm not a master painter, but painting all the different colors. And I want to try to match the colors to what they really were. I'm colorblind, so that'll be a challenge. But anyway, yeah, so there's that. Also, I didn't want to make a separate video for this. I thought I'd just let y'all know, because some of you follow my prostate journey. And, you know, everything's been good. And today is Wednesday. This coming Friday, it'll be 8 weeks since my surgery. And everything's great. Everything's been good. I'm peeing like a racehorse. But I you know, swelling, huge swelling and pain. It seems like it comes and goes every couple of weeks. And then I'm out of it for 2-3 days. Anyway, I seen my urologist this morning, and so it went good, because she said everything's great, everything's good, all the healing, everything's, you know, it's natural that you swell, and yeah, sometimes you get infection here and there. And she said, yeah, we're just going to continue the antibiotic for a couple more weeks, and hopefully that'll get rid of the infection, and eventually the swelling will go down and everything. But everything else looks great. Again, my PSA is really low because my prostate's gone, and no cancer anywhere, prostate or testicular or anything else. So that's good. But she said everything else looks great. It's just get rid of this infection. So, but yeah, that went good. So thank you for your concerns and prayers and comments and everything on that. And, yeah, so probably be getting back to work tomorrow, hitting the road, waiting for a load. So, but I'm just doing some projects and a little bit of scroll sign around here and just enjoying the day. And thought I'd share this with you, a little Route 66 sign. So anyway, give it a try. And yeah, I hope you're all doing well, and we'll see you on the next video.